Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's time for another manga volume review. This is going to be on the second volume of Black Summoner. It is brought to you by the company J Novel Club. They've been sending me a few copies here and there. They just a few months, I think it's actually been more than a year now, started releasing physical copies. So you guys can actually buy J Novel Club. They have been an online company for a while. In fact, I reviewed some of their light novels back in the day when I started doing light novel reviews, like 7, 8 years ago maybe. They were releasing them through ebooks and stuff like that, and they actually did really well. Now they're releasing physical copies. Now this is the manga. I do have also volume 2 of the light novel, which I will be starting reading probably sometime today. But there is also a anime that I already reacted to. So there's a lot of this Black Summoner in my channel already. So you guys can check all that out if you haven't done so by now. Give some love to the channel by commenting, liking, and sharing. I do appreciate all the support that you guys show this channel. It has been growing slowly lately, so I do appreciate for the growth, because I was kind of stuck at 1,300. Is it 1,300? Yeah. Anyway, so I do appreciate the support that I've been receiving lately. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, because I have a lot of stuff for you guys. And summer is busy, but I've been pretty good at recording stuff. So hopefully the entire summer has something out. So Black Summoner. So Black Summoner, manga itself is by Jim Ammo. Original work by Dufo Mayu, and then Korajin is the one that does the design. So we follow the story of this guy Kelvin, and he essentially is a summoner. He was reincarnated. His first summoning was a slime, which we don't really see much in this volume, but you kind of see him there. The first volume was basically him getting 3 characters. The goddess, who is the one that summoned him. She wants to be kind of in the adventure with him. The slime, who is really his first official member to his party. And then this Black Knight, who he had his whole background story in half of the first volume. This second volume follows the story of his next 2 members who joined the party, which is going to be this elf girl, and then last but not least, we get the Demon's Lord's daughter, and trying to get a good picture. Well, this is when she's a little girl, Gustav's daughter. There's really a lot to her story in this volume, both girls actually, and the volume itself really is probably my favorite one when it comes to the story, and just because both girls have heavy stories. So let's start with them. The first one, she's a half elf. She actually shows up in the first volume, and I remember watching the anime and saying, oh yeah, she's gonna be a main character, and then we don't see her for episodes. And same thing here, we saw her in the first volume manga, and then we just don't see her again, and it's like, what's going on? And we learn later on that Kelvin is essentially saving money to buy her, and he wants to use her as a supportive character in his group. And yes, he had an eye on her, but he didn't have the money at the time, so he saved up. He goes and buys her, and essentially what we learned why he's buying her is that no one wants to buy her because she has a curse. Anyone that touches her comes into flames, which 90% probably, if not more, of the people that are trying to buy her is really to enslave her for the wrong reasons. I guess I'll put it like that. They don't really say it, but it's implied that basically that's what they want her for. And if no one can touch her, then what's the point, right? So no one wants to buy her, and he ends up buying her, and the guy's shocked. He's like, okay, like you're asking for it, but whatever, she's not your problem. And we then find Kelvin being able to release her from her curse, and she has this whole just 360 life change experience because she's never been able to touch anyone. She touches Kelvin. He takes her to the inn, and in the inn, she asks the lady that cooks for him to give her clothes, and she touches her, and she's just amazed that she can touch people. And it's a very touching story because it's she was cursed as a child, and she lived on through this horrible life, essentially thinking that her life was just going to be doomed to not have anything other than just a horrible experience. Like, she was very malnourished, wasn't being fed. I mean, the guy was really just keeping her really in the hopes that eventually selling her, but at the same time he thought that he had done a horrible deal, so she wasn't really being fed and stuff like that. So she's very thankful, joins the party, big part to the party. She actually has a lot of help. Then they go into a mission. After, like, they have like this like little date and something happens, and anyways, he ends up having to go to this mission to test this demon, and they end up going against a small army of demons down there, and he is led by this demon himself. And the fight is pretty good. Like, I don't remember it being that good in the anime. In fact, I feel like in the anime it was kind of rushed, but in the actual manga we get quite of bits of pieces of the fight. Like, I want to say a fourth of the volume is just the fight, and then we do get the background story. Who is this demon? And he is basically Gustav's, who was the ex-demon lord. He was his basically right hand almost, and he was entrusted the daughter of Gustav, and people didn't even know that he had a daughter. He took care of her. When Gustav demon lord fell into the hands of the hero, then he basically tells his right hand, I don't want you to die with me. I want you to live on and protect her, and one day give her a better life that she deserves, hopefully becoming the next demon lord as well. So horrible background story. He ends up being defeated and dies, and I just want to throw this out. Kelvin does give him the chance to live, and he says, no, I want to die this way. So he does die, and they rescue the now grown up version of Gustav's daughter. And yeah, that's essentially the end of the manga. It ends with the introduction of the heroes, which I had completely forgotten about them, but there's other people that have been resurrected in this world, so they introduce them in this volume. I guess they're gonna end up hitting up each other in the next volume. Not really. I don't remember the heroes, what they did. I remember that they were, I guess, weaker than they were supposed to be, and that's why he was summoned, so that he can actually be the one that able to defeat the demon lord. But oh well. Really great series. Like I said, first volume is out for the manga, first volume for the light novel is out. Possibly the second light novel volume might be out before this video, just because I'm the way that I'm preparing stuff for the summer. This might end up later on before the light novel, so go check it out. You might have more than you can chew. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching up to this point, subscribe, and guys, like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.